threaten NATO territory within 5 years. A United Nations expert has called for a global arms embargo on Israel and urged states to suspend trade and financial ties, accusing the country of conducting a genocidal campaign in Gaza. Speaking to the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva today, Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese described the situation in Gaza as apocalyptic. Take a listen in to what Special Rapporteur for the occupied Palestinian territories had to say.
The situation in the occupied Palestinian territory is apocalyptic. In Gaza, people continue to endure suffering beyond imagination. Israel is responsible for one of the cruelest genocides in modern history. Official figures count over 200,000 killed or injured. Leading health experts estimate that true toll is far higher. As the cost to the Palestinian people grows, Israel has dismantled the last function of the UN in Gaza, humanitarian aid. Its so-called Gaza Humanitarian Foundation is nothing else than a death trap, engineered to kill or force the flight of a starved, bombarded, emaciated population marked for elimination.
Israel's representative was not present, in line with a policy of boycotting the council, which Israel has accused of anti-Semitic bias. Israel has repeatedly rejected accusations of genocide, insisting its military actions are in self-defense following Hamas's deadly attack on October 7, 2023. Now we have Representative Joshua Barnes. He's an anchor and correspondent at NewsX World joining us. Joshua, thank you for joining us today. What more can you tell us about the situation in Gaza?
Well, yes, Suma, this situation is a rhetoric that has been common amongst UN leaders. This latest call for an arms embargo on Israel is a next step, however. Throughout the conflict, there have been, of course, polarizing opinions about the ongoing reported humanitarian crisis that is at play in Gaza. You mentioned there Israel say, off the back of the horrific 7th of October attack, all military action is in self-defense. They're also looking, of course, at hostages that are still being held, around 50 of them both dead and alive, by Hamas in Gaza. But questions have been raised by leaders of world nations, but also these charities, NGOs and groups like the UN about the current situation. Famine is a big issue that is spoken about also. That ties into aid, and UN aid has not been dispersed across Gaza since a blockade from months ago by Israel. The situation is a difficult one. It is very polarizing. On this channel, interviewees of both sides, of course, polarized in their opinions on this situation. But the UN statement is a big step, and it will be interesting to see if any world leaders come out and join those calls by the UN for an international arms embargo on Israel. That could see a limit to the number of weapons and military assets that Israel have access to. Of course, they are aligned with the US, and the US does support Israel militarily. We'll wait to see the next steps, wait to see if there's any further condemnation on this issue over Israel and their actions within Gaza, and whether that will have any